Hi, 8:05 on a Wednesday morning. How you doing? Thank you so much for having us on. And joining us here in the studio this Wednesday is Karen Lam. Welcome, Karen.
Welcome.
And Karen is the country director of Thoughtful Food, and they are a food tech company specializing in food sustainability and alternative proteins. So, Karen, you brought some samples in for us, which we've had the luxury of trying. I think we just tried the Mexican corn salad.
Yes.
Absolutely delicious stuff. But you know what? Before we get into some of the food and the options that people have, can you tell us the inspiration behind Thoughtful Food? How did it all come about?
Actually, Thoughtful Food came about the recognition to eat more sustainably, healthy, and yet, deliciously. Yes, because I know a lot of people, they shun away from the topic of eating healthy, thinking that, healthy food means bland.
It's true though. I mean, for the longest time, when you go and you think healthy, it tastes like cardboard. There's no real flavor to it.
That's
And I'm
right.
so glad things are changing now.
Yes. And for the company, the team got together pretty much in the midst of a pandemic. That was in 2020. And that was also the time whereby I guess every one of us actually kind of we were all forced to slow down and then take stock of our life. And that's also when most people start connecting the dots of health and food and fitness. Yeah, so that was when we were deciding that, maybe we can do something about it, because within our team, we have quite a few members of chefs with chef culinary background.
I think that makes a difference because it's
Yeah.
like when you have healthy food, it's almost as if they forgot to consult the chef. With all these great ingredients, but how do we bring it all together?
Exactly, because if it is not palatable,
Yeah.
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I had an epiphany during the COVID pandemic, right? A lot of times I think and that eating well means like, lobster, abalone, like long xia bao yu, that kind of like really extravagant stuff. But then it occurred to me as I was sharing with you, I embarked on the journey of like healthier living, right? And eating well really means eating good food, nutritious food, whole foods, right? And it's really interesting, like, I almost didn't want to do the talk set because I wanted to dig into the Mexican corn salad that's over here. It's really that good. And I experimented with a couple of alternative proteins before. And it's, like you said, tastes a little bit, off the shelf kind of weird thing. But this is really tasty. Yeah.
And I think that's really important for us because, like I mentioned, if it's not sustainably delicious, people's not going to repeat the purchase. They'll
Yeah.
probably just buy one off
Yep.
and then give it a try, and that's it. Yeah, and also round about that time, during when we first started, was a period whereby we started seeing a lot of imported brands into Singapore, and that's pretty much a time whereby we see a lot more of the shout outs about eating alternative protein burgers, nuggets, gyozas even. However, most of them came in frozen and in a certain format.
Okay.
So as chefs, I mean, what we realize is it's not easy to incorporate this into our daily Asian recipes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is a certain flavor profile that you kind of get stuck with.
So,
Like,
what as you were, it's obviously a growing segment, and you brought up
Yeah.
some very interesting points. I'm sorry, but this next question kind of quickly just popped into mind in relation to what you said. So, what were some of like the market trends that you had to take into consideration? Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so I guess we've moved beyond the novelty of alternative protein now, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
on the bandwagon.
Yep.
Everyone, and in fact, many big boy brands have gone into OEM, or even certain supermarkets have, made their own packaging and to reduce the prices, which is good because as prices comes down, people will find it more affordable. However, I think consumers, especially in Singapore or in our region, right, mobile phone, internet is so everybody has access to it. So we have a lot more information now. And so now consumers, what we have found is that, they actually are more discerning. They read into the labels and then ask questions. Like what Carol, you did was like, how much is the sodium?
Because that's something that's quite consistent with alternative proteins.
Yes.
You do get lower calories, perhaps overall better nutrition, but the sodium levels are so high, so you end up
Yes.
getting very thirsty after you eat some of
Exactly.
these products.
Exactly. So we have purposefully actually when we formulate each and every one of our product, we take the parameters of the health promotion board quite seriously. So for our base product, our dry mix protein that we have been serving the healthcare industry and schools, we don't even add a single grain of salt.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
leave it to the chefs, especially these huge caterers who are serving the healthcare industry, to decide and to cater for their patient segments. Yeah, because there may be particular patients who have to avoid salt in totality. So they can have the versatility to actually craft exactly to the nutritionist or dietetics instructions. Yeah, so moving forward then with the consumers, obviously if you don't add salt, it's just going to taste not so exciting.
I can personally say now, after trying your Mexican corn salad, it doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need any more salt. It doesn't need any more. In fact, there's a bit of a spicy kick to it as well.
Yes, a hint.
I really love it.
Yes.
So, yeah, oh my gosh. Can you pass me the cover? Let me just show our listeners what we tucked into. Just before we started this interview, it's the Mexican corn salad that Thoughtful Food produces. And if you've already tried it, it's a good product. And if you haven't, maybe today you want to look for it, okay? Hey, we're going to jump onto Facebook Live at facebook.com/1FM913. So do join us there as we chat with Karen Lam from Thoughtful Food. Back with more in a bit. Good.
Space Carnival.
Exciting on a Wednesday morning. Hang tight. Back with more of Karen in just a bit.
2nd to 31st December.
It's Tuas before Toh Guan Road exit. There's a vehicle breakdown there too. And lastly, on the AYE towards the MCE after the Tuas West Road entrance, look out for a vehicle breakdown.
1FM traffic.
Food.
Coming to 3 years now.
Okay, and how has the journey kind of evolved in that 3 years, especially with maybe the higher uptake of alternative protein sources?
Well, we are a small team. So all hands on deck. So I've been feeling like an octopus since day one.
How big is the team?
6 men. Yeah. And so, but we do everything. So from marketing to product development to going out on the road, getting people to taste our food, to working with the food tech people, the R&D, even deliveries.
So as you meet all these, consumers out there, right? How is Thoughtful Food actually meeting their needs? Yeah.
Meeting the needs.
Yeah, of the consumers, like because you mentioned there's no salt in it, it's low calorie. Interestingly enough, it's like less than 200.
Less than 200 calories.
Yeah, it's delicious and it's less than 200 calories. I think the ladies would be super interested in this.
It's exactly
Yeah.
107 per 100
It's healthier than
grams.
fish soup.
And it's quite satisfying. I think that's what is missing as
Yes.
well in all these healthy foods. It's not satisfying. You eat, it's like you're eating air,
Not
and then you
shook.
don't feel shocked. Because of our Asian palate, there needs to be a bit of
Exactly.
spice, needs to be of that sweet, salty, the umami. You have to have that.
Actually, you brought out a very good point. So when we first commercialized this range of ready-to-eat product, so one of the event that we participated was at Fit Summit back in June.
Oh, okay.
So that was pre-commercializing. So we were invited there to showcase our products and just thought, okay, why not? Why don't we just take the opportunity to do some tastings and get some market feedback?
Yeah.
So what we discovered was within the fitness and the wellness industry, most of the protein snacks on the market are actually sweet.
Oh,
You have your
yeah.
Yep.
protein bars, protein chocolates, protein snacks, protein shakes. They're all sweetened.
They're all sweet, yeah.
And surprisingly to me, myself, because I hardly eat stuff like that, is they are also full of artificial colorings and sugar.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got overwhelming, response at the booth because everyone was like, "Oh my God, finally a savory product."
Yeah.
Because especially for Asians, like what you mentioned, the last thing we want in after working out for 2 hours is to put, the feeling of having to put extra sugar into our body.
Yes.
Yes. So this savory, kind of, it was an opportunity for us to fill a gap.
Yeah.
And then we still provide that satisfaction and also the nutrition.
Yeah.
And it's actually balanced because it's not just about eating alternative protein or protein per se. You need your dietary fiber. You need other micros and macros as well. So that's why we combine actual whole grains, quinoa, black rice, and whatnot to make it like a balanced nutrition in a little pot that's handy enough for you to just stuff in your gym bag.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love little things like these because it's like you say, it's easy to transport. You can have it anywhere, everywhere. It doesn't feel like such a huge hassle. And because it's also a small portion, it's satisfying and yet kind of like maybe just nice for a woman, a lady. I don't know. Because I don't like too big a portion. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I think this just feels right.
Oh, but even for gym rats like Joelle, right?
Yeah.
After working out in the gym, you just pop one open in the locker room and then just sit there and munch within your half an hour to get your protein
It
fix.
feels probably satisfying after a workout.
It is, and it's not low in protein, it's about 11 grams.
Wow.
For one. Yeah, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got other flavors as well that Karen has brought along.
Yeah.
What are they? They are
So we've got the quinoa and black rice.
Okay.
And we've also got the Southwest brown rice.
Oh, quinoa and black rice.
Yes. And it may look small. But the thing is, actually, it's pretty dense.
It is. That's
Yes.
what we realized when we pulled over. And I can feel a bit of the weight.
Weight,
It's
yeah.
160 grams. I do feel the weight of it.
And because
in
there's
my
so
hands.
much dietary fiber,
Okay.
you actually feel quite satisfied and full for a long time.
Okay, we're just going to go on air and recap some of these wonderful nuggets of information with our listeners, okay? It's Madonna and Express Yourself here on 1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits. Good morning to you and welcome to the Brightside. We're live on Facebook this morning, so do join us there as we chat with Karen Lam from Thoughtful Food. She's the country director and they are a food tech company specializing in food sustainability and alternative protein. And earlier on, Karen, on Facebook, you were sharing with us how Thoughtful Food tried to fill the gap in the alternative food source or the weight loss industry in that sense with some of your products.
Yes. So what we have done is to actually combine our proprietary soy protein with real grains like quinoa, black rice, brown rice, and then with also real vegetables. So when you open the can, you will see colorful, proper, bright colored beans, corns, carrots, edamame beans.
I like that you thought about that because food is an experience. You're eating, you're looking at taste, texture, colors, and all these things make you feel satisfied at the end of the
And
day.
excited.
Yeah, excited. That's right.
But I have an interesting question. I mean, you're using such wonderful fresh food, right? What's the shelf life? Because I'm looking at this and I'm kind of expecting like maybe it'll only last like 6 months or 3 months. Hey, this thing is best until 2025.
2 years.
I'm like, so has it got to do with some innovative packaging technology? Or?
So what we've done is actually we applied retort technology.
Okay.
So which requires it's just a very quick flashing of heating and vacuum seal immediately to seal in the freshness. So this technology doesn't compromise the integrity of the products inside.
Wow.
So and as a result, we do not require extra sodium, brine, sugar or oil
Preservatives?
to preserve. No preservatives at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and that's a huge misconception about canned food.
Yeah.
Where people look at it's full of salt, preservatives. Not necessarily so because technology is so advanced now.
Wow. Okay.
Singapore Armed Forces, are you listening?
I love...
Conversations.
Somewhere.
Actually, where are you, providing your products to?
Okay, so we have actually just launched this fairly recently. That was only in the beginning of September. And since then, we've been going around the gyms in Singapore.
Okay.
And with Active Co. And they are a huge supporter of our products. MRA Fitness. We have gone to some outlets at F45.
Yep, F45.
Yeah,
yep.
we are also now a brand partner with the Evolve MMA in Singapore. And we also have some independent retail partners like Everyday Vegan Grocer. We are progressively trying to work out more locations to make them even more accessible.
Okay.
But one good news is that yesterday we actually launched our first branded, our Thoughtful branded vending machine at 111 Somerset.
Oh, Can
So
you
you
have
can-
one here at SPH, please?
Yes, just link me up.
Okay, we got a lot of vending machines downstairs.
Yeah, it's time for some healthy stuff.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to see that. Also at the supermarkets, I'd love to be able to go to like a Fair Price or Cold Storage or Giant to pick one of these up. I mean, these are also great for vegans.
Yes, they are made as 100% plant-based, so meaning no animal products are being used. But we have intentionally left out the vegan symbol.
Okay.
But we did mention it's 100% plant-based at the back. Because we purposefully actually do not market it as a vegan product.
Okay.
So that it is a product that is good for everybody. It's
okay.
a balanced nutrition for everyone.
Because sometimes there's also that stigma, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
it's vegan, it's
unfortunately,
not going to
yes.
taste as great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Avoid.
So this happens to be just meatless.
Yeah.
But you can always boost it. I mean, for people on a different program, especially the gym buffs,
Yep.
and say, I need protein. There's nothing stopping you from using this as a side dish, side by side with your grilled chicken or grilled salmon.
Yeah, you were telling us how you
Yeah.
can zeng some of your
Can.
products, like the Mexican corn salad. You can have it with like Doritos, have it in a wrap. I was thinking of the pita bread from Upgrain. I think that's
Oh,
quite
yeah.
complimentary because they have low GI carbs as
okay.
well. So yes, this is definitely, it's up to you to get creative, and I think you guys
Exactly.
educate people on how to do that as well. Can you tell us actually what sets Thoughtful Food apart from the other plant-based brands? There are so many out there now.
Yeah.
Everyone's screaming the same message.
Okay, I think what sets us apart is, I guess the advantage is we have chefs on board. So we design our products, and the way we market our products is in such a way whereby, it's more about the application. How is it relevant to our daily lives? And because we recognize that, food is not just technology. Yeah, it involves a lot, it's about culture,
Yep.
our traditions, and actually how we show our emotions.
That's true. That's true. You have an unsatisfying breakfast, it'll ruin your day.
Exactly. Yeah. So like in the morning, you want something right to start. So when the message that we bring to the audience is never, it's the latest technology, it's most innovative. I mean, yes, but it will get to a point whereby it gets very noisy, and it gets the mainstream consumers may feel confused, and once they get to the point of being confused and have questions in their mind, they may just shut off.
Okay.
So we rather talk food. Like in food in layman terms, and how this can relate to your daily life and how it can sustain in your health goals.
Maybe you
Right.
can tell us a little bit more about that as we head onto Facebook Live. We are at facebook.com/1FM913 chatting with Karen Lam from Thoughtful Food. And they, of course, are a food tech company specializing in food sustainability and alternative protein. Now, if you've got any questions, you can drop them as a comment on our Facebook video for today, or WhatsApp us 88550913. Hi, everyone. We've got some people want to say good morning to you. Eileen Daniel on Facebook is asking us a question. She's saying, is it safe for children to consume?
Why not?
Maybe sometimes the recipe is not too suitable because of the balance of, proteins or soy, etc.
Okay, I guess safe in particular to our products is maybe just things to take note that the Mexican corn is it has a hint of spiciness. Yeah, so children who are not familiar with spiciness, so you might want to take note. But you can easily tame that down by adding chopped tomatoes puree, make it into and then you toss it with pasta to make it friendlier.
Okay.
So, but in terms of the ingredients, we have not put anything in particular that children can't eat. Yeah, so it's probably down to the bite sizes. I guess, if the children, the child is too young, 3 and below, and they are still not very good at swallowing or whatnot. So those would be the normal key concerns. Other than that, there's nothing in the ingredients that's is all natural.
Sometimes it's got to do with their taste profile, I guess.
But
They're
can
not
you
used to
blend
it.
this? I think you can blend it,
Oh,
right?
you can.
Right? So it
You
becomes
can.
like baby food.
You can
like
lightly
mushrooms.
just pulse it down.
Yeah, and then just
to make it
How would you have this, Nick?
Me, I'll just have it straight up. Like that. You like how I take my alcohol,
Yeah,
neat,
yeah.
I'll just have it straight up.
Fuss free, right?
Fuss free, and it kind of like maybe because I'm relatively boring and quite straightforward. Because I like to just keep it clean. Yeah, I've been eating as cleanly as possible. So when I enjoy something like even if it's durian chendol, I want it to be like the best of the ingredients. No need to have all the sauce and the flair and it's just make it really really good.
Actually, now that you've looked into the whole savory market,
Yes.
are you going to go into the sweets?
Honestly, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
But then maybe not immediately. So the plan is this is the first 3. So if all things goes right, what we hope to do is actually to extend this range a little bit more by incorporating Asian flavors. So it could be things like teriyaki, it could be bibimbap or Korean flavor or Thai flavor. So a couple more so that we can have kind of a complete range.
Yeah.
Before we move into another vertical.
Chili padi,
Or can Singaporean version.
sambal belacan.
Can you tell us, I'm looking at your website, thoughtfulfood.co, dry mixes. What are these?
Oh, so that's how we first started. So what we did is actually we precision blend a certain formulation of soy protein mixes, and for chefs to actually reconstitute and work into their recipes when they're cooking for big kitchens. So all they need to do is actually add cold water, just let it soak through, like how we do with dry bean curds,
Okay.
and dry mushrooms.
Yeah,
in
I
a
was looking
Asian
at the
kitchen.
steps. It kind of looks very similar. If you bake often, Carol, then that's similar.
Wait, so you just buy the packet, you add water, and you get this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How does
Magic.
I know.
So
I can
just-
make meatballs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
meat meatballs.
You can have
yeah.
bolognese, pasta, meatballs.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You one wouldn't know the difference.
You know what? That's usually the test. Because earlier on, we were talking about another alternative protein source, corn. I'm sure you've heard of that.
yes,
So we're big
yes.
he used to work for corn back in the day, and I'm a big fan of the corn nuggets. And one day I presented it to my husband. He couldn't tell the difference.
Oh yeah, I
He
love the
didn't-
nuggets.
He
Yes.
didn't know it was not chicken nuggets.
Yeah. And he ate a whole bag, right?
Yeah. And he still does. In fact, just yesterday, he's like, "Do we have any more corn?" I'm like, "I think no. We have to buy more." Yeah.
Oh, I serve it to my husband as well. And when we ordered, he said, "Oh, nuggets from McDonald's."
Yeah,
No,
it
I said
does
all you
taste-
need is curry sauce.
Exactly. So I keep the curry sauce from there, and then I dunk it in there with the corn. And you really can't tell the diff.
Yeah, it's almost indistinguishable unless you are a true bona fide McDonald's fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's less grease, I feel. As well, the oily texture sometimes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna head back and wrap up our conversation on air, Karen. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our listeners about thoughtful food?
I would say keep an open mind. Yeah, because I think the market is getting exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, we have so many alternative proteins, homegrown brands that I really hope that Singaporeans would actually go all out and support.
Yeah.
Because support local business, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Black Friday is coming. So going back to
Got
the
sale
vending
not?
machine,
Got sale?
we are actually giving away 100 cans of our light meals this Friday at 111 Somerset
Okay.
during lunchtime
I'm gonna
from
start the
11
queue.
a.m.
Wow.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll go on air and talk about this as well,
Okay.
okay?
With Heart here on 1FM. Welcome to the Brightside, and we are having a chat with Karen Lam, who's the country director of Thoughtful Food. Now, they're a food tech company specializing in food sustainability and alternative protein. And we're just on the cusp. We're actually chatting about something really interesting right now, and I think if you just tuned in, I think it's fantastic you're listening to. So something's happening on Black Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
So we just launched our own brand Thoughtful vending machine at 111 Somerset
Okay.
at level 1. So with Black Friday coming up this Friday on the 24th, during lunchtime from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're going to be giving away 100 cans of our light meals for free.
Woohoo! Okay, start the queue now.
I know, right? We leave here once we end our...
No, guys, I mean, I'm just very blown away
Yeah.
because, I'm mind blasted actually because This, I'm just hearing of this today,
Yeah.
right? Thoughtful Food, the products that you have, your light meals that come in a little can. You've got different flavors like quinoa and black rice, the Southwest brown rice, and the Mexican corn salad. That's the one we tried. And both Nick and I are big fans of this because it's
Yes.
very satisfying. Each portion is only about 170 calories. So, but it's satisfying. So that's what I like,
Yes.
you know, and it's a nice and compact. You can carry it around. It comes with a spoon. You don't even have to heat it up. So it feels really awesome in your mouth as well. The textures are amazing. Thanks to the technology that you guys use in preparing these wonderful meals.
Thank you.
And I think the litmus test is going to come this Friday, like Black Friday, right? Because when people queue and they really, put that in their mouth.
Yeah.
And, you'll understand what we're talking about, what Karen and I are talking about. Because
Yeah.
we were really genuinely surprised when we put it in our mouth. It was like, wow, this tastes really good.
Yeah. The
You
soy
know.
protein has a nice QQ, like a bouncy, chewy texture to it. It tastes better than real meat, actually. Sometimes when you get minced pork, it feels a bit weird, too chewy, too
Yeah.
fatty. But this one feels just right with each mouthful, I gotta say. So I'm quite blown away. You've also got the thoughtful plant-based mixes. And these are things that you add water to.
Yes, so you just reconstitute, let it sit for a couple of hours, and you just incorporate them into your usual recipes.
Right.
Nothing changes.
So it's a powder, you add water, let it sit, and then it looks exactly like meat.
bak chor.
Yeah.
So if I want to make siu mai, for example, and I get your prawn dry mix, right?
Yes.
So I do everything the night before. I leave it in the fridge, and
Yes.
then the next day, as I get ready for my dim sum party at home, I just do it, and then
As per usual, nothing changes in the recipe. You do not need to particularly do anything different. So you just do as you do.
I can see burger patties in there as well.
Easily, yeah.
Meatballs, like what you would have in bak chor mee. You've got your chicken, you've got prawn, you've got beef, and
Yeah.
just plant-based protein.
I'll tell you what, it's
amazing.
really going to be, the preparation is a lot easier than actually trying to mince and actual prawns.
All right, true. All right, so you want to find out more, head on over to thoughtfulfood.co/shop. Have a look at it, definitely. And the light meals are $5.50 a pop.
Yes.
Very value for
Yeah.
money. Tell us, Karen, what's next for Thoughtful Food?
Oh, we definitely hope to gain and accelerate market growth across Singapore. So we are looking out for more partners, more gyms, more cafe chains to work with, and progressively also, reach out to more corporate pantries. To make this, accessible, because people are working so hard now in offices.
True.
So between meetings, you've got no time to go queue for food. You can grab one of these and eat away.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yes.
SPH. Karen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We
Thank
wish
you so much.
all the best in the journey of thoughtful food, and we hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
In supermarkets. I want to be able to go to a fair price and pick one up one day.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that vending machine appearing here at SPH. The
Oh, yeah.
thoughtful food in that nice bright green color that I see on the dry mixes.
Okay.
Send me the link.
Okay.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.